Okay, now we have this question. It's from the 2025 exam. It's the first question. You know, like the first question of a exam is usually the differentiation type of question. It's very easy. You shouldn't lose any marks on it. It's 8 marks, but you should do it in 5 minutes. So the question is just ask you to find the derivative. The function is this, natural log of 7x minus 4 times the square root of x. So before our differentiation, we can first write the function. So y is, you can use your log rules here. Log of two things times together, you can separate them, is ln of 7 plus ln of x, and minus 4 square root of x is just x to the power of half. And you're now ready to differentiate. Dy dx is ln 7 is 0 because it's a constant. You can even enter in your calculator if you want to see what its approximate value is. And plus differentiate this, natural log of this derivative is 1 over x, and then minus 4, this constant multiplied by front, it doesn't change the function's derivative. And you have x to the power of half, then you use the power rule, bring the half down, I will use a bracket, and x, and power minus 1, a half minus 1 is minus a half. And this is your final answer. You do not need to simplify your answer here. For your real exam, you probably don't need this first step, write y here, because you want to be really fast on this type of question. I write the original function just to show you clearly how the question goes, but you shouldn't need this right step. Okay, so our next question is another differentiation. It asks to differentiate y equals 2 over x plus cosine of x to the power of 5. And you can see the question and tell straight away it's a chain rule question, because it's in the function 2 over x plus cosine of x inside and out of function, which is this thing to the power of 5. So you just use the chain rule for derivative. Dy by dx is equal. Chain rule says you need to differentiate the outside function, which is this power of 5, and using the power rule is 5. And the inner function is unchanged, so you just copy it again, over x plus cosine of x, and 5 minus 1 is 4. But the chain rule also says you need to multiply by the derivative of the inside function, so you just take the derivative of the inside function. The first term, 2 over x, is the same as 2 times x to the power of negative 1. So using the power rule again, you take negative 1 out, negative 2 is a constant, stays unchanged, and x is power of negative 1, and you need to minus 1 again, so it's minus 2. And second term, cosine of x, you take derivative, is minus sine of x. And now you're done. This is our third question. The function given to us is y equals 2x to the power of 3 plus 7 times 3 plus e to the power of 6x. You know straight away this product rule question, because two function times together. We just use the product rule straight away. Dy by dx equals to the first function derivative and the x to the power of 3. If you take its derivative, is 3 times x, the power of 3 minus 1 is 2. And don't forget, you need to also times the 2 in the front. And it's a constant in the front, you don't change that. For the second term, plus 7, 7's derivative is just 0 because it's a constant. And now you multiply by the second term unchanged, so it's 3 plus e to the power of 6x. And for the product rule, you basically need to do the reverse thing. You now need to take the derivative of the second term. 3's derivative is 0, and then plus this term using the product rule, e to the power of 6x. This derivative is itself, it doesn't change, but you need to multiply the derivative of the inside function, which is the derivative of the 6x, which is 6. And now you multiply by the second term unchanged, 2x to the power 3 plus 7. And now you're done. The question B is a bit different. It's an integral question, it's not differentiation. But this integral is easy to work with because although you see a fraction here, and the fraction is typically hard to work with in integrals, but we can actually simplify this fraction because the denominator only has one term, so we can just divide this x through the numerator. So this is equal to 7x divided by x, which is simply 7, and plus 4 over x dx. And this integral is very easy. Integral of 7 is a constant, you just don't need to do anything and just times by x. And the next term, 4 is a constant, you can take it out, and you will end with x 1 over x, and 1 over x is integral is ln of x. And you don't need absolute value here because the question says x is greater than 0. And in the end, you just plus c. Don't forget this, otherwise you'll lose a mark. And now that's all for today. Thank you guys. Next time, we'll talk about the application of differentiation.